Hello developers, we are going to create a news app using Jetpack Compose with the help of NewsAPI. So without wasting time, let's dive into it. So I just create a new project with empty activity as a base because we are going to create a Jetpack Compose project. So I just give my project name as my news. You can give whatever you wish and make sure its first letter would be in uppercase. So the project is importing, so you can see this imported. So these are the composable files. So like we are actual UI of our pod, I removed the default files and create for our custom news API app composable annotation and create the function with news card. This is each item of the project that contains news, and I use the annotation preview for side-by-side preview of our UI. Let's build and refresh and just give something like okay, we need to remove default things. Let's build and refresh. Okay, we can now start creating our card. For the example sake, this is an expected card for the news item. So I just add it contains title, subtitle, image and title, non-author's name. Let's try to create this. First of all, need to add column and title. Title is a text box. So this is the title of the news card. We can see the side-by-side view of our creations. Fine. And why column? Because top to bottom items can be stacked up in columns, and left to right column items can be stacked up in rows. For left to right items for description and image, I can use row. You can use option enter or alt enter in Windows. Okay. For left right content, for left content is description. This is the description of the news card. Follow up, I just add to image painter. For image we need to add two properties mandatory, that is resource file. For this example, I just add default IC launcher and need to add content description, news thumbnail. Need to add modifier which is helpful for mentioning their sizes. So height, for height sake I just give wrap content height. It takes whatever it expected height behavior, and width I just fix it as 140 dp. dp is for density pixels, which are widely used in Android applications. So I feel that description might be in center of the image, so I just write vertical alignment. First property is modifier and add vertical alignment as center vertically. Now you can see in this row description and image are aligned vertically. And finally we need to add author's name. After row we need to write this author's name. I feel color dot red. I feel red would be optimal for author's name. Just import it. And if you feel it is cornered right, you can add the spaces inside the card using modifier. For adding spaces, we just use padding. I use 16 dp padding here. Fine. Super. And if you feel added a space between these two items of description and image, you can add here also. Either padding to this whole row, or you can add horizontal arrangement. Fine. Also, I just added some clip in the sense cut down to give the rounded corner of the image. And further improvements, I just added color of title as black. Text style, you can add normal or italic. Like that. Or else font weight not bold. Title is bold. Okay, fine. And finally, I just give my description color as light gray. Color dot light gray. You can see these are some default color in this project. You can also add a custom color, but this order is really important for this. Max width, wrap content height. Okay, this card is ready. Now I just want to create an main screen. Oops, need to add composables. Main screen contains lazy column which has news cards. We can add shadow. You can see I just added padding on the outer padding, added the shadow, after that clipping, after that inner padding. So clipping won't work here. Yeah, size really matters. Cool. Uh-huh. Finally, it's time to integrate with NewsAPI. For this, you can just go to this website newsapi.org and you can just simply sign in. I already signed in. After this sign in, you can get this your API key. I just copy this API key and use in our app. So this is basically the endpoints which the API key presents. It contains author, title, description, URL and URL to image. It is a CDN for this thumbnail and content. Basically we are going to use this only, and let's see some documentation for further references. Country API key. We can just pass this by business, entertainment, general health and like that only. For now I just try to hit in our browser to check whether it's working fine. It's working fine. So we can create data class for this. API key, value API key. So this can be used throughout the project. For this I need to create a data class. Articles. Article contains author, title, description, URL to image. Make sure this key should be same as this key to fetch the data correctly. And this is our main response. So main response also we need to create some model. Data class news response. It contains status, total results, articles. Status, default case 0 and articles. Here list of our articles. Fine. Our data classes are ready. We are going to use Retrofit for fetching the data. To use the Retrofit we need to create the dependencies. Retrofit com dot square dot retrofit name retrofit to version 2.7.0. and this retrofit is used here. So I just sync this project to check for the imports. It's just imported, and make sure you need to use this here to use throughout the object, throughout the project. Fine. Now need to create a retrofit helper. Object. Base URL. Base URL is newsapi.org. Function get instance of retrofit slash is not be there, retrofit. Oops, something mistake. Retrofit to here, retrofit can sync. Now we can see the retrofit. Return retrofit dot builder base URL converter factory, add converter factory, JSON converter factory, because we are using the JSON files. So for this we need to use JSON converter factory, converter JSON. And we need to use this here. JSON converter factory dot create. Build. So instance is created. After this we need to use the a service class. Service is interface. You can just choose interface as service. Now we just use get method v2 top headlines. Get news. Just return response of news response. country. Hope it's fine. We need to create view model to access these data. Create Kotlin class view model. Super. Yes, view model is initialized and we can use our object service here. Fine. Now function get news. By val category. View model scope dot launch, because we are going to use suspend function. Get news of category country is US. we are going to save. Fine, and data equal to response. Change to method. Once the data is fetched, we can use in our project. On create layer, we are going to use
It's 10:30.
and also we are going to use view model. If it is hard, just use articles dot for each news item for news column. This part's articles. And just use dot title. This is a null check. Now hopefully let's run the project. Just add null checks. And value must not be null. So some crash is happening. We can check the crash and add some possible fixes. Internet permission must be enabled to use API services, right? Hope it's working. Got it. We need to add that API key into this reference, right? So we just need to pass main activity API key. This API key need to be used in calling of that news API. So I just add API key. Now hope it's perfectly working fine. Yeah, all this data is coming in this lazy column. It's working fine, but we just missed out to add images, right? We need to use the images. We just add another dependency in libs.version gradle. For this we need to use coil compose. Group io dot name version equal to 2.7.0. Let me check. Finish inputting. Yeah, similarly we just need to add this dependency libs dot coil compose. After we added here, we need to use in our news call. Instead of painter resources, we need to use remember async image painter. URL to image. Hope it will work perfectly fine. We can also add bold here also. That will work. You can just add here some weight to adjust the width between the description and image. So for now the description is taking the full space, right? So to avoid this, we just add 70% of the screen with the description and remaining with image. Hope it will work for this now. Finally, if you add that to see the whole news of the screen, you just need to add some web view to load the full news of the screen. Okay, for this I just use composable function of web view screen to use this. So for this I just need to use the Android view with factory. Web view of context, it is context here, just apply. Web view client fine. Settings dot javascript enabled equal to true or false. If you want to use the JavaScript functionality, you can use just true or false. And finally you just need to add load URL to pass the URL from here. Super. Once you click this card, you just need to show the web view screen. For this, you just need some nav control functionalities. It's simple as possible. You can use like this also. Nav host, pass the nav controller, modifier, start destination, you can use this main screen here. For this I just use composable and will just copy this main screen. We need to give this name main. And another composable for web screen. Fine. Once you clickable this news card, you just need to pass the URL. Add a clickable, nav controller, navigate, okay, make sure you need to pass this encoded string because the string may contain slashes or spaces, so we need to encode and decode the string while passing with nav controller. For this I just add encode string articles.url. URL encoder dot encode UTF-8. Cool. And we just need to pass encoded string. While decoding, decoded URL. Here we need to use decode. One small mistake is there, so when we are using this, you just need to pass this URL here. By passing this URL only, we are going to make the responses. Hope it's working well. One small mistake is there, so when we are using this, you just need to pass this